This is the Chinese squat. This position, ideally, everyone needs to be able to do unless you've had some kind of hip or knee replacement or some kind of ankle surgery where it limits the amount of dorsiflexion or bending that you can have in the ankle. This is a really good place to get to for most people, especially in our Western society when we're sitting all the time. It shortens all the muscles that help us get into this position. And you'll see in Asian countries in particular, people work and sit like this all day and they have less back pain than we do. So what I do, you can play with the distance of your feet apart, but generally your hip width with your feet apart at the heels. Then the toes are pointed outwards, so it's more comfortable. The knees, the elbows rest on the inside of the knees here, and you're just sitting here. You can play with putting a bit of pressure on one side, so this will stretch down through the Achilles here. You may feel it in through the adductor magnus muscle in the adductor, and you can just let your weight go forward, side to side. You can watch TV here. If you're waiting on the sporting ground, you can be stretching, mobilizing the joints here. This position you can actually spend quite a bit of time in, so you want to build up to at least about 2 minutes. Eventually we start off with about 20 to 30 seconds. If you have an old meniscal injury, I don't recommend doing this one unless it feels pretty stable for you. It can sometimes lock the knee, so you don't want that to happen, especially this movement here. So you can just be sitting here. Ways you can increase this is to open the knees. It'll stretch more the adductors here. You can mobilize it just by opening and closing here, not trying to force, just coaxing it to open that way. You can push one open. It'll stretch the lower back a bit more too. And from here, I can also, so usually the back is somewhat rounded here, which is normal. You can start to make the back flatter this way. So it'll stretch into the adductors more as well. So I'm pulling the knees back while I'm flattening here. Then I can go into these stretches here as well. Yeah, I mean, to just relax into here, letting your breathing be in your belly, not up top. And you can play with it as a mobilization for the joints coming up and down this way as well. Provided your hips feel okay, you can do it with feet wider apart. It'll make it feel different, depends on people's angles of their joints in their hips. So there's something worthwhile building up to.